Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you my thoughts on the announcement about a few days ago, probably about 3 days ago, on Monday, about, well, I guess not 3 days ago, the announcement on Monday that Hulu is developing 5 Marvel animated adult series. You heard right. Hulu and Marvel are working on adult animated series in the vein of Rick and Morty. Hold up, sorry, I just turned and screwing with the game right now. In the vein of Rick and Morty, and I guess like Rick and Morty, Arthur. The more adult like BoJack Horseman. Big Mouth, like that adult animated series, because a lot of people were a little bit nervous when they heard that Disney was, gonna buy Fox, because they're like, well, what about the rated R stuff? Or is Disney still gonna do the rated R stuff? And I can let you know right here and right now, yes, indeed, they are gonna do the rated R stuff, because from what I've heard, because these shows will all be very mature, Now, here are the lineup of the 4 shows, and they'll all culminate in a show called The Offenders, which the Offenders show that all 4 of these shows will combine together to create is totally a jab at the Defenders and the Netflix shows. But I'll get back to that in a second because Hulu's on a ball right now. First of all, to get into why, let's just list off. I'm going to just list off the characters first. Coming in, first character I'll go into is the headliner of these 4, in my opinion. Granted, one of them's big too, but this is a character that I like. I've always loved in the comics. I thought he got done dirty in that 1990s movie, and I feel like he deserves a spotlight because he created the fourth wall break. He was the first comic book character to really not superhero, but like character in a Marvel or DC property or any property like that to break the fourth wall, and that is Howard the Duck. Yes, there's a rated R Howard the Duck series coming out that was created, and the people working on it sound amazing. Like, you got voices like Kevin Smith, and Kevin Smith is an amazing director. This is the guy who directed Clerks. He directed Mallrats. Like, Kevin Smith he's written comic books. Like, Kevin Smith is in the know. Kevin Smith is directed and been involved in many comic book things. He's a legendary nerd. Like in terms of nerds, Kevin Smith I would consider a legendary nerd. So they got someone like him, and his sensibilities perfectly match up with Howard the Duck. And I can't wait, because Howard the Duck to me is awesome, because first of all, he's a fucking duck. But Howard the Duck's awesome because he has a Rocket Raccoon quality to him. And everyone knows that Rocket's my favorite Guardian. He has a Rocket Raccoon quality to him. He's this tiny duck who is foul-mouthed, a chain smoker and alcoholic, quick-tempered, but he's a brilliant detective. He's a great detective. He's a world-class detective. In terms of the detectives in the Marvel Universe, it's like him and Jessica Jones and a few others are like on par with each other. But he is one of the best detectives in the Marvel Universe. Not to mention he is amazingly quick thinking on his feet. He's strong. He's stronger than you think. He's faster than you think, and he knows. And since he's not from this reality, Howard's actually from another reality where Earth is all ducks. He's from a reality where Earth is all ducks. That's very similar to our reality, but Earth's all cartoon-like duck animals. It's like fucking Donald Duck World where he's from, and he came over here. So there are things in martial arts styles that he knows from a different dimension, and he's stuck here and he can't go anywhere. So, but Howard the Duck, I'm looking forward to it. They got the guys doing the animation of the guys who did it's that show on Adult Swim with the fries and the drink and the meatball and the soda, like the talking fry and drink. Aqua Teen. Yeah, Aqua Teen. Cause we are the Aqua Teen. Yeah, I remember that show. It's got the animators behind that, and those guys are very funny. And so look, the Howard the Duck show is looking great. Next, Howard the Duck show, I'm looking forward to it. It's looking great. The animated show. Next animated show, MODOK. This is crazy. I was like, MODOK? MODOK. Now, if you don't know who MODOK is, let me educate you a little bit. MODOK stands for, mechanism only designed for killing. MODOK. MODOK. Yeah. I think it's like mechanism only designed for killing. It's something like that. But MODOK is this giant head. This giant head guy with tiny arms and tiny feet and tiny legs, and he's in this rocket-propelled chair. And MODOK actually has a pretty, not tragic backstory, but it's kind of shitty. Like, MODOK was a scientist, one of the most brilliant scientists to work at this company called AIM. Now, you've seen AIM in many things. Ideas, Advanced Mechanics, that's AIM. You've seen them in the Iron Man movies. You've also seen them in the cartoons. AIM's all over the place. If you look up anything Iron Man, you'll probably see AIM. AIM's one of the many evil corporations in Marvel Universe, along with a few others, But AIM's right up there, along with like Oscorp and Hammer Industries, things like that. AIM is right up there. So AIM is a pretty big deal too in the comics. But anyways, AIM was working on this cutting technology but they wanted to test it on someone. So they grabbed, actually not bad. MODOK wasn't the most brilliant guy. They grabbed a shitty guy. I think they grabbed the person they perceived to be the stupidest person working there, or they grabbed the janitor or something. I can't remember, but it was like some random dude or some random employee. They grabbed him, threw him in this machine, and was like, let's see if it works. And it worked a little, and it created MODOK. It gave him this giant head. And MODOK's whole thing is he's so intelligent, but he's so arrogant. It's a little warm outside, so AC is cutting on. Sorry if you're gonna hear that in the background. But MODOK's whole thing is, first of all, eventually, over time, he's so smart and so overwhelming, and he has low-level telepathic abilities. He overtakes AIM. He completely overtakes AIM. Pretty much turns AIM into a cult that just does everything that he asks them to do. Like, he overtakes AIM. He starts running AIM. But MODOK is one of the most weirdest characters in Marvel's canon. He's weird, unique, but at the same time, he's hilarious too. And he's a villain, by the way. This show, he will be a villain in this show, which kind of makes me almost look a little forward to the MODOK show more than the other shows. I'm like, oh, he's a villain. MODOK's a dick, and he's killed people, many people. There's gonna be some dark ass comedy in this MODOK show. I can shit you not. They got Patton Oswalt doing co-writing and doing the voice for MODOK. If you don't know who Patton Oswalt is, Google Marvel and Star Wars crossover. He was on the show. It was either Community or Parks and Rec. He was on one of those two shows, and he did this episode, which is totally from him, where he goes on this nerdy ass journey of how Star Wars and Marvel could cross over, and it's a long rant. It's like a 10-minute rant in a courtroom, and that's the funny bit, is that they're going to court over something as stupid as something like Star Wars or Marvel. But he goes on this rant. Patton Oswalt is a Marvel guy. By the way, Patton Oswalt was also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so this dude loves Marvel shit. So I'm like, awesome. It's great to get fans behind the camera of these shows, because it just pushes, And so you got Patton Oswalt working on this MODOK show. That's interesting. This is the weird one. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. This one's very weird, and this one's gonna be even more unknown than Howard and MODOK, which is Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey is a very, very, very interesting show. It's gonna be a very interesting show because I've only seen Hitmonkey in one comic book. It was a Deadpool comic book, and he shows up and he tries to kill Deadpool, and he is coming at Deadpool with bullets and fury and fucking anger and screaming and shouting. But I discovered other things about him. It turns out, from what I've seen and read, Hit Monkey. This is his origin. He was a monkey. Like, this guy went into this like mountains with these, also where these monkeys were. He was a hitman. He was this badass hitman. He's one of the most badass hitmen in the world. And people were coming for him, or something like that. And Hit Monkey, before he was Hit Monkey, saw him. He didn't trust the guy. He said, "We gotta get rid of this guy. He's gonna cause us some trouble." They didn't get rid of him, and the guy started to realize that, oh, people are gonna come after me, because there was a hit put on a hitman. You know how that goes. And the guy started to train and regain everything, and the monkey watched him train, and eventually kind of trained with him. And then when the men came to kill the hitman, they ended up killing all the monkeys and the hitman. And the monkey that would become Hit Monkey picked up his guns and killed all the assassins, and then dedicated his lifespan, his monkey lifespan, to traveling the world and killing assassins. That is what he does. That's what sort of makes him. I thought he was a villain, but I guess that kind of makes him an anti-hero, since he's only killing other killers. He's a killer who kills assassins, because he doesn't want anyone else to go through what he went through. So I'm going to just kill assassins. And Hit Monkey's crazy because he's a monkey. He's got this white fur. Kind of looks like a combination between a bamboo. I said bamboo. Damn it. He kind of looks like a combination between a few monkeys. He's got that white fur and this kind of reddish face. But he wears glasses and a 3-piece suit. Yes, I'm not shitting you. He's a monkey with glasses, a 3-piece suit, and he carries an arsenal of guns on him. Like, a cartoonish amount. Like, he's pulling pistols out of everywhere. And when he shoots at you with pistols, he's got 4 guns, because he uses all 4 of his hands. He uses his hands and his feet to shoot guns at people. And in fact, that's pretty much his best image, is him hanging upside down, holding himself up with his tail, with 4 guns, just unloading on fucking people. And apparently, he also has the hitman who went into the mountains, who was training, who died. Apparently, his ghost is along with him, pushing him to the right location, pushing him to do the right things. Like, his ghost, like, Hit Monkey's gonna be weird. Now, the guy they got working on Hit Monkey worked on a few other things. He hasn't worked on anything big, but, like, the voice talent on that is going to be what I'm going to have to come back around on Hit Monkey. And the last show is the Dazzler and Tigress show. Now, Dazzler is very well known in the Marvel community, in the X-Men community, obviously. She's got one of the most useless superpowers, because she can control light, but she doesn't really do anything with it. She just uses it to, like, be a pop culture icon, because like Dazzler was created in the disco era. So when Dazzler was originally created, she was just like, she basically was the woman who could dance without needing a disco ball. I mean, that's basically what she was. Like, oh, if Dazzler shows up, all of a sudden all these lights would go off and the disco would just be great. But over time, they kind of revamped her, and like the last Marvel X-Men comic book had Dazzler come out, and she's like a pop star. She's a pop star who has the most amazing concerts, because half of the shit is her. She's a pop star with these amazing concerts. Tigress is weird, because Tigress is just she's been in a whole bunch of shit. She's been a part of the X-Men. I mean, she's been a part of the Avengers, the West Coast Avengers, but Tigress is really an unknown to me. Like, I've never really heard of Tigress. I've heard of Dazzler, got a kind of vibe for Dazzler, so I can't really talk about that show, which is why it's the last show I bitched, because I'm like, I don't know. I really can't talk about that show. The other 3, I got some information I could be a little excited for. But, and they will all culminate in a show called The Offenders. Now, it's not even been said if they're all going to be on, like, the same team together. I mean, it could easily be that MODOK is the villain of the show, and, Tigress and Dazzler and Howard and, Hit Monkey have to work together to bring him down, or they could all be getting together to take someone down. But since it's animated, the possibilities are limitless. They can do whatever they want. They literally have free range to do whatever they want. And, like, I'm just curious to see what these look like. Because, like I said, a lot of people were worried that Disney wouldn't okay rated R stuff, especially after the Deadpool show got canceled. But seeing that these shows are going to be very rated R, going to be very violent, going to be very mature coming out, made me go, maybe this is just something in the Deadpool thing that they didn't like. Because it's obviously not the fact that it's R rated that they didn't like it. So, I don't know. Maybe something Donald Glover wrote in the Deadpool script they really didn't like, because they're okay in all these ones. And so the Offender show, all this is speculation. I'm just laying it out there for you. But I will say, they did bring up a point that I've been saying for months now, which is when Netflix started canceling the Marvel Netflix shows, was I was like, well, Disney could easily just require them and put them on Hulu, because by this time, I'm very confident in saying, by 2 months from now, Disney will own Fox and they will own 60% of Hulu, full 60% of Hulu. So, they're gonna own the lion's share by far in Hulu. So basically, they'll be almost running Hulu. They'll be pretty much almost running Hulu, other than a few other parts. But even the other parts are other companies who own like 10%. Like Disney owns 60%. I'm thinking like Universal owns like 10%, and Warner Brothers owns like 10%. Like it's stuff like that. It's like all the other companies only own like 10%. There's nothing they can do to Disney. Disney pretty much is gonna move the ship, and it's like, well, if your shit's still here, so it pretty much leads me to think that, and Hulu and I think the president of Hulu has pretty much came out and said that I'm open to reviving those shows. So in 2 years, Disney Disney has to wait 2 years anyways before they can even use those characters again, which isn't going to be as long as you think, especially since after, they gotta wait I don't know if it's 2 years after the last one or if the 2 years starts now. Or the 2 years start once they started canceling him. So they're gonna have to wait 2 years before they can do it. But that's not that's a while. But I think we can get past that. But so maybe Hulu can pick them up, and that'd be great. And then they can have all the adult stuff. This is what I think Disney's gonna do. I think they're gonna put all their adult stuff. If they have a rated R Star Wars movie they want to do, a Star Wars show, put it on Hulu. If they got a rated R Marvel thing, put it on Hulu. When it's something rated R, then just put it on Hulu. I already said, Hulu is where you're going to see your Deadpools, is where you're going to see Deadpool, Logan, any other R-rated Logan, all the R-rated stuff, you're going to see it on Hulu. The Predators, the Aliens, you're going to see it all, you're see all that on Hulu. So thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. What are you looking forward to these Hulu shows, these animated shows? The fact that they're rated R, they're going to be in the kind of a Rick and Morty vein, Arthur vein of like these rated R shows turning into a narrative, but just cartoon characters so they get to play up, more things, the talent working behind it. Are you looking forward to this? Do you want them to revive the Marvel Netflix shows? Please comment below. Let me know, people. Thank you for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the